Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the Rideshare Hub. My name is Dylan and thank you so much for coming by. This is a place for Uber and Lyft drivers to learn how to make more money. And now we're talking about just all gig workers and all self-employed people too. And today's video is specifically addressing the US stimulus bill that got passed, which does include unemployment benefits and unemployment options for gig workers. Well, it's not necessarily unemployment benefits, but they worded it differently. It's called PUA, Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, through the CARES Act. So they're doing it a little differently, but today I'm just going to be talking about that and answering some questions from you guys that I've been getting a lot, just to clear up some things. I know a lot of people have been saying that they that they like the videos, all the updates on the unemployment stuff, and then some people don't like them. But this is just for the people who want to know information. If you already have all your questions answered, then cool. But for everybody who still has questions, this is what I'm going to be talking about today. The most common questions that I've been getting. First off, I'm going to talk about how to get your unemployment benefits. So let's dive into that first. So how do you get the unemployment benefits or the PUA under the CARES Act if you are an Uber driver, a Lyft driver, a gig worker, so any food delivery app, or a self-employed person? And this also applies to people who just do Uber or Lyft part-time and does have another job on the side. So how do you get it? That's the big question. That's the first question. Well, firstly, what you need to do is go to your state. It's all the unemployment insurance and benefits is all goes through your state. So whatever state you're in, that's where you're going to go. So if you're in California, just type in California unemployment insurance. It's gonna type that in on Google and it's gonna be the first website that pops up, and it should be a .gov or a .org or something. And you're gonna click on there, and it's probably here. I'll just sync up my phone here really quickly and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So I'm going to open up Safari in 3, 2, 1, open. And now, like, let's say for example you live in Illinois, unemployment benefits. And the thing is, guys, the US stimulus bill just got passed, so a lot of these states are still updating their websites to fit in with all this because there's so many people now applying. The biggest thing in the US stimulus bill, at least most relevant for us, is that there is a direct inclusion just for gig workers. Not because usually the way it works, guys, and this is important for you all to understand as well, is that typically what happens, guys, is that when you file for unemployment, it goes through your company. You know, you're paying money every single month, or it takes money out of your paycheck, and just in case you have to do unemployment, and the company then pays for the unemployment. But in this case, you know, we don't pay any taxes throughout the year as a gig worker, so Uber and Lyft isn't paying for the unemployment, it's actually the government. So yeah, so anyways, so you go to Illinois, look at this one, illinois.gov. So you go to, let's see, Illinois unemployment insurance. Let's type in that. You might have to type in, some of these keywords. Here we go, unemployment insurance, Illinois. It's gonna say something like this, guys. So online filing and claims allocations will be available every night from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. for daily claims processing. Will be unavailable, sorry. And then here in the green, your state should say something like this. In order to process the extremely high volume of unemployment benefit claims due to blank, can't say that word or else it'll get demonetized, IDES has implemented the following schedule. So they actually did create a pretty good schedule. So Illinois did come up with a decent system, it looks like. But every state's definitely going to be different. This is the first that I've seen, but your state will say something like that. So that's how to apply. And you know, you can do it online, or like this one, you can either do it online or a call center. And you're just going to go to this website, whatever it is. Every single state has a website for unemployment stuff, and if some of them also do say to come back later, because they're not set up yet. A lot of these places are really understaffed, and they're getting, you know, endless amount of calls and requests. So a lot of them aren't even set up yet, so you're just gonna have to keep checking back until, you know, it comes up with something like this. It looks like they are now taking claims over the phone and online. So once you do that, it'll say, you know, file online. You just click here, file online, or there should be a phone number here somewhere, by telephone. Yeah, so like I said, that's how to actually file. So what's the next question? I wrote these all down just so you guys know. Number 2, how much money will Uber and Lyft drivers get in unemployment? That really depends by your state. Well, in the US stimulus bill, it said that, I think I did have a screenshot here somewhere. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, basically you will be getting at least $600 per week from the federal government. That was in the, we have all been in quarantine for, okay, I don't know. There was a good post in this group that I'm in, and it basically breaks down that you're getting $600 per week from the federal government, plus whatever your state gives people in unemployment. So it might be based off of the minimum wage average or the rent prices in the state, the average state. I've heard from different sources that it might be a calculated disaster relief fund, or it might be based off of whatever the state's average unemployment rate is that they're giving to everybody. So it really depends. There isn't really any clear information, but the bill does state that, you know, it will be $600 from the federal government plus the additional whatever you're getting. So like Stephanie Maxwell, I don't know what state she's in, but she's obviously getting the $600 plus $320 a week. So it'll be something like this other girl, Salim, says, well, I think Joe Ryan said he's gonna get a significant amount as well. He said that he's getting $860, so probably the 600 plus 260 a week. But yeah, guys, it's gonna depend based on your state. Every state's gonna be different. You just have to go through it with your state. Number 3, how to claim your stimulus check. So this is, you know, how do you get that $1,200 check that I mentioned earlier? Or maybe it was another video, I can't remember at this point. But how do you get the $1,200 check that they're giving to Uber and Lyft drivers and to gig workers? So when the US stimulus bill got passed, part of that bill included a $1,200 check, and this was kind of what Trump was talking about from the get-go. So it did get passed, and it is for all Americans who make under $75,000 a year, and they do that based off of your taxes from either 2019 or 2018. So if you made under 75K and you filed taxes in 2018, how do you get it? Or if you have direct deposit set up, you don't need to do anything. It's gonna go through your direct deposit. If you haven't filled out your 2018 taxes, I do believe you need to fill out a form. And also, if you don't get direct deposit, having direct deposit is basically the fastest way to get it. Setting up through the IRS. So if you don't have that set up, then you need to fill out a form to get your to get your direct deposit set up. And you can do that at irs.gov. That's their website, IRS, like the IRS.gov. So number 4, do Uber and Lyft drivers need to stop driving to receive unemployment? So this one I actually did quite a bit of research on, and essentially to answer this question, the short answer is no, you don't need to stop driving. So basically the stipulation to file for unemployment here, I'll just go to the website really quick just so I'm, you know, quoting, I'm not giving out any false information. So there's a website here, it's called careeronestop.org, and it actually shows quite a bit of information for the stipulations to be able to qualify if you are a gig worker or unemployed, or self-employed, sorry, yeah, or freelancer. So so if the individual leaves employment due to a risk of exposure, an individual is, he doesn't want to run the risk. And then also, yeah, so it's gonna be for 13 weeks too, guys, by the way, I forgot to state that. But also, you can still drive. Basically, it's gonna ask when you fill out the form, I don't have the form pulled up, but when you fill out the form, it's gonna ask you, you know, what is your gross earnings for last year or whatever. And then it's gonna say after, you know, why are you filing for unemployment? Then it's gonna say your new income. So basically the unemployment will be to, like, if your income dropped because of this, like say you used to drive Uber for 50 hours a week, you're making $1,000 a week, and now you can only make $200 a week. They're gonna pay within that amount, you know what I mean? So it's $800 less that you're making. So like you report that you're making $800 less, but you can still go out and drive. Like, I think if you're going from full-time to part-time, that's the requirements in this exactly PUA. That's, again, you'll see that when you fill out the form. The last one, number 5, I'm gonna do a part 2, so stay tuned for that one. But number 5, what benefits Uber and Lyft drivers get from stimulus bill? I already did kind of go over that, but really quickly, you'll get the $1,200 check, and then also the PUA, which is essentially unemployment benefits. So it could be, if let's say you're a family of 4, you have 2 parents, there's, you know, you, your spouse, and 2 kids. You're looking at $3,400 total, $1,200 per parent, and then $500 per kid. So that's $3,400 total. Plus, if you file for unemployment, if you both file for unemployment, you and your spouse, you're looking at $600 per week each from the federal government, plus whatever your state's average is. So could be around $1,200 per week for the spouses, plus whatever the state average is. So I don't know, let's just say $1,500 a week for both of you. Yeah, so that's that. I mean, that's a ballpark. Again, this is all still very new, and a lot of states aren't even set up yet to do this, but that's kind of the language that they've been sharing so far. So yeah, I'm just sharing the information that I've heard from the stimulus bill itself. Thank you all for watching today's video. Let me know if you have any questions. We will be happy to answer them. Thank you. Bye.